Okay, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Giving the Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is the Burnley versus Arsenal game, where I'm going to preview the game for you guys, give you what my hopeful starting 11 is, and just some loose thoughts about the game. So before we do anything, let's do some housekeeping already with you guys. Why don't you just go ahead, smash that like button for me, hit that subscribe button, because we're bringing you all sorts of new items, including an announcement I've got to make very, very soon. Some little details that I'm going to bring to you guys as and when. They're just going to bleed into the show. And in the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping the show will have a very fresh, new feel to it. So I'm hoping you guys will enjoy and like. But in the meantime, do me a favor, do stick a like on that video as we go on. So, hello, Kelly. I hope you're well, my darling. And Ben, I hope you're well too. All right, let's go into the game. Burnley is a game that we have to show them respect. I'm all for showing them respect without showing them too much respect. But they're a team that just when you think they're down and out, they'll do something weird and beat a Liverpool away or beat an Arsenal away, or they're a dodgy team to play at their ground. So from that perspective, I am a little bit wary of them. They are just below us. Specifically, we are now 12th. It's January, we're 12th. We are now 12th after today's games. Palace are in between us. And Burnley are just below us. So Burnley are usually around this position every year, trying to hover above the relegation zone. So they'll be starting to think about trying to get to that magical 40 points, which we're not far off ourselves. We need 10 more points for that. So I say let's go and get that against Burnley, and the people will laugh. People won't be laughing if we stay on 30 points heading into April. So I say let's just get to 40 points. Let's forget about top four. Let's just go ahead and beat this lot. Now, I see people are very confident about this game. I've seen it in the chat with Kelly. She believes that we will absolutely crush these lot, no problem. We shouldn't even worry. But Burnley are one of them teams, man. They are one of them teams. Just going into some of their most recent results. So they lost somehow to Norwich at home. So you can see why looking at that, people be thinking, bro, what are you talking about? We will batter Burnley. Cool. The game before that, they beat United at Old Trafford 2-0. They're just one of them teams. They are one of them teams. The game before that, they beat Leicester 2-1. So they are one of those teams where they can potentially beat anyone. They can also lose to anyone. Like they lost to Villa as well at Burnley. In fact, based on what I can see here, they look like they're traveling better away from home than they are at Turf Moor. So I suppose that bodes well for us as well. But I think it's one of them ones where I think we're going to have to just be switched on, concentrate, try and build a team for the Europa League. Because for me, I think top four is done. I think although there's the gap between us and top four is not that big, it's not so much that worries me. It's the amount of teams that we have to overhaul between now and May. May only being 4 months away. We're start of February now. January's done. So, we ain't got a long to overhaul all these teams to get into fourth. So I feel like it's not going to happen. I think the thing that we need to concentrate on, is trying to build a Europa League team that is ready to, have an assault really on the competition, because we need to win it. We simply need to win it just to get into the Champions League. Because as things stand, I don't think we'll get into Europe. How much more the Champions League? So for our business model, it's important that at the very least we get into Europe. So I think these are all things that I would like to see Arsenal go into the game tomorrow with a little bit of seriousness, with a little bit of spite, with a little bit of focus, and we'll really try and concentrate in order to keep things pushing. So yeah. Big up to Lee Gunner, and he makes an excellent point, which I've just realised as well. That is an excellent point. They are third, but that was before today. They are 37. They were 37 points above us. We have 30 points total. Oh, depressing. Anyway, gosh, this is why I hate talking about Liverpool. So yeah, that was before today. Sorry, yes, it's 43 now. 43. So yeah, I think from our perspective, it's a case of really trying to approach this game as positively as possible. Try and mentally switch on and try and attack the game. Really attack the game. This is the thing. I don't want to be sitting there watching this game with Lee thinking, oh, we're just putting our feet up, thinking that the goal's going to come to us. And it don't come, and then Burnley gets some stupid Chris Wood goal. I feel like I can see that type of stupid shit happening. But, nevertheless, I have at least somewhat belief that tomorrow will go positively. You know, I'm actually going to be watching the game on Sky Sports, which means Mr. Gunner ain't going to be ahead of me. so yeah, it will be, and hopefully it should be a nice, easy-going game to watch. And yeah, from my perspective, I'm looking forward to seeing the partnerships with Martinelli, with Saka. It'll be interesting to see if any of the new signings come on. Obviously, one of them is already injured. But it'd be interesting to see if we see a glimpse of Mari tomorrow. Would I start Mari? I guess that's the real question. So I guess I should show you what I've done. So keeping this in mind, this is my hopeful 11 ahead of tomorrow. And as usual, I will talk you through why I've done what I've done. Right. Hope you guys can see that. And if you can't, let me increase it a little bit. And let me lower it a little bit. Right. So that is my starting 11 for the game. Let me talk you through why I've done the things that I've done. So I've gone with Leno in goal, obviously. Obviously. I've said it before and I'll say it again. In the summer, I would love us to be looking at a goalkeeper. Just in case, just to keep Leno on his toes. But I think for now, I think he's definitely proven to me that he's a better goalkeeper at him and Martinez. I do think that Martinez has better distribution, but I think Leno is the better shot stopper. So, yeah, I think Leno in goal. I've gone with Hector Bellerin. I think the plan is for Ainsley Maitland-Niles to become a midfielder, which I'm happy about. But I've gone with Hector in this game because I think I'm a firm believer if you played well, you should be rewarded by playing again. And just because I don't necessarily rate Hector as highly as some of you, he's played well last couple of games. He looks sharp. I think it's important to keep that momentum going. And I'll start him in this game. This game does worry me a little bit for Hector because it will be a physical game. So you do worry if his body will be up to such a high level of stress for the game. But I'm going to go with Hector nonetheless. Now, I deliberated. I really wanted to try and put Mari into the team. I really wanted to try it. And I actually thought it would be pretty easy because I assumed David Luiz's suspension was still, he had one more game. But according to all reports, he seems like he's back already. So I'm like, oh, okay. So with the proviso that Luiz is back from suspension, then yes, I would start him. For the simple reason that he's on form. He seems to be playing pretty well. David Luiz has very small windows where he's actually playing well. So when he does have those small windows, you better believe you play him. And against Burnley, pace is not going to be the problem. Physicality is going to be the problem. And that's why I started Socrates. You need someone who's going to be feisty, who's going to relish jumping with Chris Wood, relish jumping with that Who's that other idiot that only performs against us? Only performs against us. I forgot his name. This brother almost moved to Chelsea a couple of years ago. I can't remember his name. These two guys always turn up against us for some stupid reason. So I'd like to see those. I'd like to see Socrates start for that reason. Left-hand side, I'm going with Saka. He's performed excellently. There's no reason to not start Saka in this game. Tierney's going to have a problem getting back into this team, as is Kolasinac. You know, it occurred to me that we're in February now, so Tierney should be coming back in the next 4 to 5 weeks, you would have thought. And Kolasinac must be in light training at the very, very least. Big up to you, Alex. I see you, my bro. Thank you for the donation. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, yeah, I think from my perspective, I think it will be interesting because with Saka, I've heard the arguments that he should be playing further forward. And I get that, but he's doing so well. For me, it's the partnership with him and Martinelli that I'm enjoying a lot. They clearly seem to like playing against each other. They're obviously the exact same age. So you would have thought, you know, they're almost in the same sort of social group, you know, when the boys are like hanging out together and stuff. So yeah, they're almost growing up together. So I like that they seem to have this understanding already. And as they grow, that surely will only improve. My worry for these two is that they are only 18. And we are exposing them to a lot of football. So I will say this, at some point, and I know it won't be popular, we will need to protect Saka. We will need to protect Martinelli. And I know people are not going to be very happy with that suggestion, but we will need to protect them. But for now, I obviously will go with Saka as left back. As much as I said that Granit Xhaka won't get in my starting lineups, I have to start him. I have to. He's playing well, and as much as I hate to admit it, our best midfield is him and Lucas Torreira. It just is. I like Lucas Torreira. It's nothing against him. I just don't particularly rate Granit Xhaka. But I have less worries about Xhaka when Lucas is running around doing his running, basically. So when Xhaka does mess up, Lucas is around here like a buzzing saw, just picking up some stuff. Plus, like I said earlier, with Burnley, pace ain't going to be the issue. It's going to be, so if you do make a mistake, can you win the ball back quickly? Can you hustle it quickly? It might be a case of, you know, Granit Xhaka gives the ball away. Lucas has to drop here. We have to squeeze him. And bear in mind that if we do lose the ball in that position, these lot will be out of position. So it'll be how well can we react? Can Xhaka react quickly? Well, we know that ain't going to be the case. So I think it's little things like that I've thought about when picking this team. And they're just, simply put, they are the best central midfield pair we have. As a pair. I can't stress that enough. As a pair. Just ahead of that, I've gone with Ceballos. I've gone with Ceballos because I know that there are certain people that have tapped out on him. Completely get it. If you feel like that's still the case, I'm not going to argue with you. Believe me. I like Ceballos still. I still think there is something there. He has particularly disappointed prior to getting injured last couple of weeks. But I do think out of Mesut Ozil and him, he is much more likely to drop deep, provide the extra tackle, and to try and do something going forward. You know, Burnley, I could not imagine a worse team for Mesut Ozil to play away from home than Burnley. I can't even picture it. I cannot picture it. So I feel like Dani Ceballos to me is the natural choice in that hole. I think they'll have a little something to prove as well. You know, say, all right, I hope Mikel kind of turns around to him and say, all right then, bro, you asked for this chance. Have at it. Now, I hear what you guys are saying. I know there's one person in particular that will be vexed that I've not put him in the side, and that is Joe Willock. Arguably, in that last game, Joe Willock deserves a start, especially considering my little speech earlier about if you're playing well, you deserve a start. And I don't mind if you put Joe there. I honestly don't. I get the logic, actually. In fact, I'm a little tempted. Do you know what? I'll flip it, change this a little bit. I'm gonna do that. He would be my first choice, but I get it if he went Joe Willock. Totally get it. And Joe would obviously provide the energy moving forward that these guys won't be able to. The only reason that I've gone with Ceballos is I like the idea of, I think these guys will need some service, like actual creative service. I like Joe Willock. He's not a service guy. He's more of an extra runner, that last man to come onto the box, that kind of Frank Lampard-esque type of midfielder. I'm not saying he's as good as Frank before someone goes mad. I'm just saying that, that kind of last man into the box, bow, type of goal type of thing, or providing some sort of threat. Like he's energetic, but I wouldn't call him creative. And I think all three of these guys are going to need some. The problem is with Pepe, he likes collecting the ball from deep. But actually, I wish he just stays up here. Just stay up there. Because I feel like he does his best work when he collects the ball back here and then just drives. Because the defense is terrified. But it's like when he collects it here, and you think Burnley are going to relish just bullying him off the ball, bullying him all the way back, bullying him back. And that's where I hope someone like Hector recognizes those signs quickly and provides an outlet and gives Pepe as much pace as possible. I feel like Hector's going to be really needed tomorrow. And that's why I worry a little bit about this game for him. Because I feel like this could be a real active game for him tomorrow. So with Pepe, I'd like to see him stop collecting the ball from deep. Trust Hector. This is his position. Trust him. I get it. For Ainsley Maitland-Niles, if you noticed his game, he didn't really like to go past the halfway line. Hector does. He's a right back. So trust him. In which case, when he does that, you can afford to push on a little bit. But so that's what I'd like to see Pepe do. I'd like to see him really focus on just go forward and not telegraph his moves all the time. It's like he gets to here, and we all know this motherfucker's going to do this. We all know it. Go to the byline sometimes and try something different. These are just little things I want to see out of him. Because I'll be honest, you guys notice I've dropped Lacazette because his performance has been terrible. I'm close to dropping him, and I love him. I'm close to dropping him. But I'd like to see him do a couple of different things, Pepe, tomorrow. Because physically, it'll be a battle for him. It's not going to be a nice game for him. But he can skin every single one of those Burnley players. So it would be nice to actually see him do it. Martinelli, bro, just do what you do. I don't even want Arteta to give him too many instructions. Just do what you're doing, bro. Do what you're doing. Encourage him as much as possible. I honestly, I have full trust in him. And it's scary because he's 18. He's 18, and I have full trust in him. For the cat, he's going to need to recognize what he's doing from early. So if he sees him hovering, what I want Aubameyang to do is go immediately left and just let him do it. Maybe do that for 5 minutes. And if you see that it ain't working, then swap back. Heck, if you really wanted to be clever, do this. Do this for 5. Bamboozle these Burnley defenders. It's not going to take much. Bamboozle them. Then again, if you really wanted to be clever, I personally wish he does this for like 10 minutes of a half. Play a left footer. Here's an idea on the left side. Because Pepe's not a bad crosser of the ball, but we never ever see it. So I would say play it like that for 10 minutes and see what happens. I just like them to be a bit creative because I don't know how much service, especially if Willock plays, I don't know how much service they're going to get. So if that's the case, then I'd like to see them be a bit creative, but with their movement, because all three are excellent with movement, especially when they're on their thing. They are so good with movement, and movement can create as well. So that would be my hope for 11. I know I rabbit on about my teams, but I like to fully explain my teams before I don't like to just put it up there and then that's it. I like to fully explain the logic behind my teams and why I'd go with the things that I'd go with. Anyway, that's pretty much it in terms of what I think. In terms, I knew you did, but I already know the teams you go with. I didn't even watch your thing, and I knew you did. I knew you did. So yeah, so that's my team. What do you guys think? Is it something you agree with? Do you like the team? Is there any changes you would have made? Would you have brought Mari into the team? I've seen some people suggest Mustafi should play. They clearly are trolling. But what do you guys think? I need to zoom in more. Okay, hold on 2 secs. Let me do that for you guys. There you go. Hold on. So can you see it now? Can you see it more clearly? Yeah, it doesn't zoom in a lot for you guys, does it? It's proper big on my screen. But yeah, that's the team. That is the team. You guys let me know what you think. Leave in the comments below. Let's have a chit chat. Give me some predictions ahead of tomorrow. What are you guys thinking? In terms of my own predictions, in terms of my guy, in terms of my predictions, I feel like I feel confident, but I do worry that we'll be complacent. If we're not complacent, we beat these lot. Simple as that. But I feel like it's not going to be the easiest game. We're going to have to grind it out. We're going to have to grind it out. We might have to nurse a couple of injuries. It wouldn't surprise me if someone gets taken off injured in the game. I don't expect this to be a nice game for me and Lee to watch tomorrow. So have the rums at the ready because me and Lee will for sure. So Lee, I got myself some new ice tomorrow. So I got some ice cubes. Got a little splash of honey because I like that little brandy and honey. I'll be drinking that tomorrow. So me and Lee will literally just enjoying the game, drinking, chilling, and hopefully not cursing up a storm. But that is pretty much. I see the game being a grind. Having said that, I also think it's going to be something like 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. I also think we'll score first, but I think we'll concede pretty soon after that. So this ain't going to be a comfortable game to watch necessarily. I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 Arsenal. And I'm going to go with Socrates first goal, Martinelli winner. 2-1. What are you guys thinking? Let me know. 3-1 from Colin Addy. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. 2-1 Arsenal. 2-1 from Ben. Yeah, lots of 2-1s out here. Archie's going 3-1. Bag Manny. Spoiled sport. You think Burnley will beat us, yeah? Uber 2, Martinelli. Okay. It's true. Uber could score. He'll be well rested. They just hate Lee. Shit. And that's the second time we've been talking about this dad chicken casserole. You're a slow cooker. I'm vexed. Eddie on the bench. Laka and Eddie on the bench. We're gonna slap him. Okay, Archie's confident. I ain't never seen Archie this confident. What's going on? Martinelli, Pepe, Uber, 8-2 Arsenal. He just hates the English weather. When you're all skin and bone, you get cold. You get cold easily. That's basically Lee. Which, I'm jealous of because this motherfucker eats, but he don't look like he eats. So I'm straight jealous of. I have no problem saying that. Uber to the rest nil. Be pending. Mr. Gunner, confident as usual. Confident as usual. Maybe not even, bro. Maybe not even. Oh, dear. All right, guys. Well, that is my team. I don't want to keep this going for too long because I know it's late. I fell into a habit recently of doing my previews way too late. I'm going to fix that. I know you guys like your late nights with Chigs, so I'm going to keep that up, particularly now the window's closed, but not for previews. Previews, I've got to do it earlier than this. So, especially when we play on a Sunday, it's like, who's around on a Saturday night to be watching this? So I'm going to fix that. Working on a couple of things. Like I said, changes are imminent. When I say imminent, I mean Monday imminent. So you're going to start to see some stuff. Because what I've realized very quickly in this game, you can't stand still. If you stand still, you end up with no channel. You end up doing this for 5 years and then giving up when you just crossed a certain amount of numbers. So I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that I'm constantly pushing, constantly trying to reinvent. So, yeah, make sure you guys stay tuned for those changes. Ringing changes coming. All right, I am out of here, my guy. As my partner in crime, Lee, says, please do hit the like button. You guys know what we do when it comes to game day. We always make it a special occasion. It's 1 o'clock. Your boy is finally watching the Sky Sports legally. so there will be no streams that be dying on me for unnecessarily. Me and Lee will be watching the game. Hopefully we'll make it as entertaining as possible. Then what we'll do is after we do a watch along on his channel, we'll come back to here. We'll do player ratings. We'll do a small review. Then Lee will disappear back onto his channel to do the rest of his player ratings. You know how we work this thing by now. Make sure you don't miss it. Lee's channel is in the description below. So if by some weird miracle you don't know who Lee Gunner is, go check him out. Instead of believing the rumors, check him out and try and form your own opinion. Because I've had at least 2 people ask me recently, is Lee Gunner as bad as people say he is? And I'm like, no. No. In fact, if anything, go and check him out and form your own opinion. So that is what the link is in the description before. Go and check him out. Go and watch his channel. And for me, I love it. I love it when we are just about the game. When we are just about the game, I've said this to Lee privately. I'll say it in front of you guys. We are unstoppable. And tomorrow we are going to be just about the game. So make sure you come and join us. Hit that subscribe button for me. Just drive up those likes, people. I appreciate it. You know those likes, they're important. They're important to the show. They're important when it comes to YouTube algorithms. And we've been slipping as a team. We've been slipping with likes recently. Let's get that back up. Let's sort that out. That's my fault because I'm not banging on about it enough. So let's see if we can get over 100 likes on this, yeah? Let's drive those likes through the roof. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back every single day. And we're going to get this channel where we need it to be, yeah? On Team Chig all day, baby. Let's go. I'm out of here. Take care. Peace.